Hello and welcome to the 17th
.5
episode of the Contained Salt podcast. So for those of you who didn't know, before we get into introductions, so you know like 90s cartoons, how they had the Lost episode, like SpongeBob had one.
Yeah.
I think like Rugrats had one.
Yeah.
So we now have one of those, except
I mean, it's technically our second.
So instead of, in season 5, when they're like, oh, here's the Lost episode from a million years ago, that's never going to happen. You're never going to get it. If you were here on the live stream day, you got a little piece of history when we are dead in a ditch and, Anyways, so we've already recorded an episode 17, but 17 is now going to be 16, and 17 today is going to be 17. Yeah. So that made no sense to anybody, but...
Essentially, we lost an episode, guys. Sorry.
I am one of your hosts, Phantom of Thorns himself. On my right is the most handsome man on the internet, Mr. Jay McCowan.
It's a lie. Don't believe him.
I mean, Duck Sauce is out there somewhere.
Like number 7.
Number 7?
Yeah.
Really? Really? You want to name the other 6?
It's like Duck Sauce 6 times.
Duck Sauce 2, Duck Sauce with all numbers.
All underscores.
Yeah, there you go. So starting off with a train wreck, which
Mike
is
Tyson's Punch Out.
Yeah, it's a good one. Glass Joe, friend of the stream. So we've been gone for like a month. We're hanging out.
God, yeah, it's been a while.
Jay's been gone. He was in Wisconsin one of those weekends.
Good old cheese country.
Cheese country. Playing that there Magic the Gathering. But and Jose's, missing in action.
Still dead.
Jose, we love you wherever you are.
Oh my God, we should start putting up Lost posters for him.
We should. I like that. Everybody tweet at @TrickyJose_ and tell him how much you miss him.
Tell him come back home.
Come back home. We miss you.
Please return.
We didn't want you to run away. I know we're bad. I know we're bad parents. Anyways, other than that, we've been playing lots of things. We should have things to talk about since we've been gone for 3 weeks. Jay, what have you been doing?
Well, as we said, I was off playing.
Found a plastic bag. Let's leave that over there.
Well, I was off playing Magic the Gathering in paper. It was fun. What else have I been playing? Oh, right. So, I did finally pick up the sequel to one of my favorite games of all time.
Right, of course.
Good old
9992.
9992. Zero Escape, Virtue's Last Reward is the title of it. God, it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I'm jealous.
So, it's obviously, I don't want to go into things
Tings.
things too much.
Speaking.
Because, the game is obviously full of spoilers. But I'm not really I'm not even close to finishing the game or anything, but I don't really know yet if it's... Because obviously when the first game came out, it came out right around the same time as Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson.
Good song.
It came out right around the same time as Danganronpa.
Yeah.
And
the second one, right? Or
I think the two. The first one came out like 999. The original came out around the same time. I believe it was like within the same month, if not even closer, as the first DR
in Japan.
In Japan, yes.
Yep.
And that was part of the reason why in Japan, DR vastly outsold 999.
Probably a better game.
Which was, I don't know. I think they're very different. They're very different games. And 999 though actually did much better over here in America.
Oh really? I didn't know
and that was why they got a sequel. Was actually because of how well it did over here, because it really wasn't that great selling over in Japan. So the second one, I don't really know if it's. I'm not far enough into the game to tell if it's irony or if they're literally just taking pages out of the DR book.
Yeah.
But they took a lot out of the DR book, which I'm okay with.
From what I remember, I think Virtues came out around the time DR1 came out on Vita, because they're both Vita games, and DR was re-released on Vita for the West, and for Japan.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
What was it originally released on?
They're both PSP games, Danganronpa 1 and 2. Or PSP
okay.
games in Japan,
okay,
so I believe that's what I was thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe. But anyways,
Regardless, they are very closely aligned, although they
it's-
may not be extremely similar.
I'm not really sure how I feel about the second one now, because it's like, I can't really tell if they're just taking shots at DR by like mocking it,
Yeah.
or if they're actually just like, DR sold well, let's just write a Monokuma character into the game.
Yeah, let's hope it's the former,
Which
and
I
not the
agree.
latter.
And the first one is so serious and so deep, and like there's humor in it, but it's all very subtle and all very kind of dry, dark
yeah.
humor.
Sure.
The second one literally has a Monokuma character who's sounds like they're voiced by a certain
Thank you, I appreciate it. I take it as a compliment.
by a certain female character in the
Sure.
DR series.
Oh, who is that? You can say that. Who's she voiced by?
No. She's
Oh,
not
she-
voiced. No,
she's
she's not.
like-
She
oh, okay.
sounds very similar in the way that she changes her voice around
Oh,
to a certain character. Mash that
That
character.
we can't say.
Mash that character with Monokuma, and you have the host for 999
I've never wanted to play a game more than I do right now.
It's really weird and really funny, and
Best character in the game.
I like it.
DR,
But
I mean.
again, it's like it's so different from the first one that I don't really know how I feel about it yet. So we're getting through it.
Hopefully
We're
they
plowing
find their
through it.
footing,
Yeah,
Zero Escape
it's-
3 is coming out soon.
Yeah, and I could very easily get farther into the game and they kill off the host and are like it was all a joke, and then just get really super dark and super similar to the first one.
Yeah.
So
We'll find out.
But I need to keep
It's exciting.
playing.
You're a little bit behind on the curve, but
Yeah,
I'm
whatever.
more behind than you are.
Whatever. I'm so over trying to keep up with the video game industry, which is great as a video game news podcast. Whatever.
That's why I do the news.
Whatever. Yeah, well, there you go. Outside of that, I've been playing Counter-Strike as always. I've been playing. God, if anybody had watched my stream on Wednesday, I took the day off Friday. I had a weird day Friday, but I tried streaming some Rocket League on Wednesday. Didn't go over very well.
Please do not antagonize people in the chat. Thank you very much. I know we try not to address the chat, but some things are uncalled for. Anyways. Yeah, So is that all you've been up to?
I mean, cheese curds are delicious.
Yeah. I've heard that. Never experienced that.
Definitely got just
Lots of cheese down there.
lots of Kringle. Shout out
Lots of Kringle. Yeah.
if you know if you ever had Kringle, if you
I
get
like
the
it.
opportunity. God, Kringle is top tier pastry. What about you? You've been playing anything?
Lots. Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm so we are now
A real gamer.
if Jose were here,
God.
he's here in spirit.
Splatoon.
He's here in spirit, right?
I mean, half the reason we should say that, like, what was it? The other reason he did actually have a valid reason for missing the podcast. I don't know about today.
I have no idea about
I
today.
have no idea about today.
Yeah.
But one of the other weeks he did miss being here because he was in a Splatoon tournament. And
Did well, from what I hear. Yeah.
Did well. I never actually got a
I didn't get
confirmation
a
on
final
how-
record or
yeah,
anything, but
It's okay. He doesn't
he's a
talk
hard
to us.
man to reach. If you're
he doesn't
somebody
like you.
if you're somebody who he doesn't like us. But yeah, if Jose were here, we would be a 2/3 Xbox One owning podcast.
It's true. It's
Yeah.
true. I would now be the outlier.
You are now the outlier.
Yeah,
So I am the official owner of an Xbox One. It's right over there. You guys can't see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bought that in anticipation of Halo 5 coming out 2 weeks from this Tuesday. So
Yep.
it's like 10 days or something. I don't know how to math. But that's very exciting. I've been playing Gears Ultimate Edition on there, which is a good time if you like broken multiplayer.
Ooh.
Been playing through the campaigns of the Halo games, trying to finish them all again before Halo 5 comes out, which is just not going to happen. But made it through Halo 1 on Legendary. That's a hard one. Halo 2's the next hard one, and then the other two are, cakewalks. But
Oh, really?
so yeah, I've been playing those. God, I can't even remember what I've been playing since I've last seen you guys. Been so fucking long.
I'm trying to think what you've streamed.
Yeah, I stream a lot of things.
See, you ever finish Soma?
No, I didn't.
kind of lost interest in it.
Yeah, it's like the atmosphere is really good, but like if I'm looking for a spooky game or whatever, that's not really what I'd go to because it's not very scary.
Speaking of scary games, I do know one that you played.
Is it Dino Crisis 2?
Yes.
That game is frightening. I've only played it about 30 million times, but hey, great game. But well, you know, you guys don't want to hear us ramble about things we don't even remember playing. They can't be that good, right?
I don't remember what I had for dinner. Wait,
Yeah.
yes I do. Shit.
Taco Bell. Ooh. So
Bad memory.
side note, right? So we went to Taco Bell like we do every week.
It's a ritual. It's a ritual.
Every week before the podcast. And Mr. Jay McCowan here is the proud owner of a gold PS4. Probably.
Probably. Once I put the code in and
Yeah.
obviously win.
There's no way he wouldn't. I
Inherent
mean,
luck is real.
you know, it's true. We've been proved that through your adventures through the wonderful world of Hearthstone. But, you know, moving on, we have a lot of news to talk about because we've been gone for so long.
And most of it's really old.
Most of it's really old, and you probably don't even care.
Give them reasons to stick around, you know?
All right. So, this one you should care about. All right, you ready?
Oh, jeez. What is it?
It's a PSA. Important note.
Okay.
To people who don't know.
Who is Champ?
Who is Champ there?
Chance.
So,
Champ.
this is a PSA for a group of people you identify with. Filthy weeaboos, right? So,
All right.
Mega Dimension Neptunia V2,
Mega?
right? Mega Dimension
When
Neptunia.
did we move into the Mega Dimension?
With this one.
Oh, God.
Mega Neptunia V2. Also Mega Neptunia 7, if that's how you want to read it, because they're both accurate.
Wait, why is it V2? Where was V1?
V1 was on PS3.
Oh, okay. Was it also Mega?
No.
Oh.
That was only Hyper. This one is Mega.
So this one's Mega, but it's the second Mega.
it's
Despite
the
being
second,
the first Mega.
It's the second Mega, and it's also the 7th game in the series. So V2 also being 7, right? Got it. Is now available for pre-order on Amazon. So you can go pick it up. It comes out in January for us North Americans. It's been out for a while in Japan.
Of
But
course.
we get it soon, and it's going to be great. It's on that good old PlayStation 4 where you play your real games, not on that little Vita that we love so much. So go buy it. This one, Twitch finally finished Dark Souls. Good for them, right? Only took 43 days.
Hey, you know,
Blazing through this crap that doesn't matter.
I mean, to be fair, I think the finishing Dark Souls was a pretty impressive thing. Because, I mean, they did have to change it. Which, what was the scheme that they ended up using? Was it, like, they essentially turned Dark Souls into a turn-based strategy game?
Yeah.
Which I think is pretty cool, honestly. I think it's pretty sweet. I think it's a more interesting concept than what they had originally, what they had originally was using the same platform as they did for all the other games, like the Pokemon games.
That were made
And
a lot longer ago than Dark Souls was.
yeah, and they certainly
Certainly has more than
Could not
6
get-
button inputs.
and they also certainly could not get past the first character.
Yeah.
Like the first hollow in the game.
Yeah.
But good for them, you know.
All right, so we have a lot of horror news this week, actually.
I wonder why.
I wrote this one down 3 weeks ago,
Oh,
but we have a lot of horror news this week. So, in what seems to be the next big thing for survival horror games, a space theme that is very popular these days.
Love Dead Space. When did
A
that come
new
out?
space-themed horror game has been announced, and the game is titled Syndicate. That's about all we.
Assassin's Creed.
That's about all we know. It comes out next year.
So it's set in France.
but-
and you kill people.
Good news for anybody who's a horror fan, like myself. Actually, speaking of Dead Space, their 7th anniversary was this week.
Oh, there you go.
Good for them. Good game. Great
When's
game.
the next one?
I hope sometime soon.
Hopefully
Quick
eventually.
thing. God, this is how long we've been gone. New Street Fighter characters announced, right? Zangief in the game. That
Was he actually?
Yeah, that was a very long time ago.
Chili?
Laura in the game, great. She kind of seems like Viper. She is Jacobs. All right, great. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 is out now. Terrible game.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Hideously bad reviews.
was
Best part about it, there's one shining light
Oh, jeez.
in this game. And that one shining light through all this darkness is our Lord and Savior. Lil Wayne is playable in the game. If you
Yes,
don't
I
know.
forgot about this. I forgot about this.
So we're gonna pick up a game and play as Lil Wayne,
Don't you?
even though it's like $60. So I'm not gonna fucking pick up that game.
Ew.
But whatever.
Gross.
All right, now we're into a little bit more recent news.
Okay.
Far
only
Cry
2.5
Primal was
weeks ago.
announced. We all know about that.
Which one? Oh, the Far Cry game?
Yep. New Far Cry looks very cool. Very caveman themed.
As most Far Cry games, it looks great on announcement. And then...
What do you mean? Far Cry 3 and 4 were like super well received.
They're
They're not my sort of games, but they're both like 10s from a lot of people. So
well,
good for people who are excited.
love
people,
10s in the video game industry.
People who are excited for Assassin's Creed, 10 out of 10 great games. Yeah, whatever. Shin Megami Tensei 4 Final has been announced for the 3DS, and despite what its name implies, it is not a remake of the 2013 RPG, but rather a whole new game set in the same world. So we're getting a new SMT game on 3DS. Okay. So for you that like those JRPGs, be excited. SMT's good. That's where that Personas comes from.
Thanks.
All right. PS4 got a price drop down to $349.99.
Yep.
We are finally. That's the last bit of old news that we have. Now we
more
can
or less current day.
Talk about some actual things that have been happening in a little bit more depth than me reading words on paper.
Phone.
Paper. So, just a few quick topics that I wanted to mention about this week. So CEO Otaku's going on right now.
Yep, it is.
For those of you who are fighting game fans and anime fans, it's exciting. I haven't. I've been working most of the weekend, so I haven't been able to catch a lot. I caught Lord Knight getting bodied in Guilty Gear, but that's about it. But it's still going on right now. I believe finals are up right now for Blaze Blue, and then at 8, Guilty Gear finals start. So be sure to check that out if that's what you're into. Jay is tindering on the podcast. That's how entertaining we are. So another thing that happened this weekend that is very sad.
Done with CEO Otaku. Get my news back up.
Right. Jay once said he'd try playing fighting games.
Hey.
That lasted for a while. Anyways, so the Dark Souls 3 network test was this weekend.
Yep.
And I missed it.
I know.
I didn't sign up in time. I fucked up real bad. But did you get to catch any of it?
I have not. I saw a couple of the screens that have been released and stuff, and I mean I'm excited, obviously. But I don't know. What have you gotten any?
Yeah, I watched Eris play for a while.
Okay.
Our boy, Eris, friend of the stream, Okuma Cosmo, certainly was giving the umizumis to enemies waking up. Literally the umizumis. So,
please.
Good for him. But yeah, it looked really cool. Looks more like Bloodborne than a Dark Souls game, which I don't know how I feel about that.
That doesn't surprise me, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah. I mean, it's, you still parry, you still have a shield, you still attack in a sort of more weighty manner, but you move faster, you roll faster.
Yeah.
Little things like climbing ladders don't take stamina anymore. Which are all very Bloodborne fast-paced things. Which, I mean, I guess makes sense since Bloodborne did so well for them. And, I mean, the Souls games always do great for them, but Bloodborne was an outlier because lots of people who weren't Souls fans played Bloodborne, so they're trying to appeal to those shitters.
I mean, Bloodborne was certainly, of all the Souls games up to this point, was certainly the easiest to get into as a newcomer.
Certainly my least favorite of the 4, so, But Dark Souls 3 looks cool. I'm sad I did not get to play, but it looked alright.
Yeah.
Small bit. It's the same demo section that we've seen, so
okay.
Not a whole lot of new content.
Yeah,
I don't feel too bad about it. And the last thing, I don't know if you did this either, because apparently you just don't play video games. You're just kind of here sitting with me, hanging out. The Battlefront beta was this week.
Yep.
Did you play that at all?
I watched a bunch of it.
Oh, okay.
I'm a lot less excited than I was originally.
Yeah, I mean that's really my problem too. So I get into the game. And I don't know if you're a Star Wars fan. Are you a Star Wars fan?
I like Star Wars, but it's not like
I'm like I'd say I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm not like a crazy like freak about it. How some people know all the lore and read all the extended universe. But I would say I'm definitely shout out to meth over cocaine. We're poor people here on the stream, but.
Good reasoning.
It feels very Star Wars. They nailed the sound design. The visuals are phenomenal. It all looks like practical effects. It's great.
I do have to say, I saw some off the computer, some computer-generated 4K screenshots of like up close, like
the game
face and stuff.
Beautiful.
It looks gorgeous.
It is absolutely beautiful. And then
gameplay though.
And then you play the game and everything goes south.
Yeah.
It's very much just another Twitch console shooter. Except with all of the strategy removed, the vehicles are terrible. That's not. I don't mean that. The fighters are terrible.
It's imbalanced
The
as all hell.
the ground vehicles are
Yeah.
fun.
Yes. Yes.
It's imbalanced, but I think that was a design choice
In what way?
on whatever it's called, the AT assault mode.
Okay.
I think they're going to balance it, but they have addressed that was not like an oversight. That was just
Okay.
how it ended up working out. So I'm sure it'll get.
Because I know that was one of the biggest things that I remember hearing from.
Yo, shout out to penises in the chat. Is that a penis?
Oh
No, it's a butt. Never mind.
I was gonna
Maybe
say
it's a
I
butt.
feel like that's. Yeah, they look the same.
What is that? Hatchet moon.
No, I feel. I feel like it was one of the biggest things I heard from people that were playing the game is,
Yep.
I believe it was Hoth that was essentially unwinnable for I think the Rebels.
Yeah, it's unwinnable for the rebels.
Which
You cannot ever win,
come on.
which does not make sense in canon.
Well, yeah. Love tripwires.
You can do that in the game. Yeah.
Oh, can you?
It's so dope.
Oh, that's crazy.
You
That's
can
crazy.
exactly do that, but it was cool. You know, I don't know if I'll pick it up on launch. I didn't. Unfortunately, the matchmaking was kind of broken for me,
Okay.
so I could only ever get into AT-AT Assault. I couldn't play. I played like one match of Drop Zones,
Okay. Yeah.
which from everyone that I've talked to about it was their favorite part about the beta.
Oh.
So I missed
see.
out on a lot. I feel like I would like Drop Zones a lot more. Because the combat is fun. It wasn't really fun on Hoth, where the map is fucking ginormous.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
just like spraying with an inaccurate assault rifle across the map.
Yeah.
Especially since I jumped in late and everyone was already max level in the beta, so they had all the shit and I didn't.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like I'll probably pick it up on launch. I mean, I feel like I'm lying to you because it comes out in November, so
Yeah,
certainly gonna have a lot
it's-
more to play then. But
I'm probably going to do the exact same thing I did for the beta, and that is I'm sure I will get a little bit more excited come launch, and then I'm sure on launch, just as I did for the beta, I'll tune into some streams, I'll watch some people play it, and I'm sure I will almost immediately be turned off.
yeah. And another thing that seriously, turns us off from that game we were talking about a little bit earlier is that there's a $50 season pass attached
That
to
is
the game.
true.
Which,
Good news.
I don't know. I know we've talked about HD remakes. I don't know that we've talked about DLC at all, but I don't think people really need us to hash through that. I'm sure our opinions are the same to a lot in the game industry, which is this is fucking ridiculous.
I mean, DLC is DLC, and they're going to sell it to us anyways, and if it's good and it's extra content, and, if it's good enough, I'll pay for it, whatever. Mm-hmm. That's the way I feel, is if you're going to give me content, at least make it worth it. I'll pay for it, sure. But $50 fucking dollars?
Are we getting Nazi modded in the chat? What is happening? Why are things getting purged? Stop, mod, stop.
But I mean, 50. What's gonna be worth $50?
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily have a problem with season passes. I'll buy them. I'm usually, if it's a game I'm interested for, and they're gonna give me a deal to buy all the content I'm going to buy anyway.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. I don't have a problem with DLC. I'm not one of those people that are like, oh, it should all be on disc and day one DLC is a crime. It's like, it's really hard to publish games. You don't make a whole lot of money as a developer.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm also not gonna be one who, and in my opinion, a lot of the people are the same people that do this, that shit on DLC
And then buy it
say,
anyway.
Well, not even just to buy it anyways, but say, oh, DLC is ridiculous, and it should all come with the price of the game, and why should I be paying $30 extra for DLC? But then these are people that are spending $200 on Hearthstone packs.
Yeah.
You're spending money on a free to play game,
Yeah.
but you're having a problem with paying a little bit extra for a game you already bought.
Now, the problem that I have with this is the same problem that I had with the Batman Season Pass.
Mm-hmm.
One, I think $40 for Batman, $50 for Battlefront is overpriced.
Yeah,
I don't
100%.
think you should be paying that much for DLC. I think DLC at most should be $10, for these are going to be likely expansion pack,
Mm-hmm.
maps. I don't think I should be paying more than $10 for 4 maps.
Yeah.
Seems kind of ridiculous, but that's that can go either way. The thing that's really important is that we don't know what's in it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was going to say.
Which is
that
absurd.
I think my problem is if if they foresee, if their timeline right now is releasing 10 map packs, which each map pack having 4 maps and 3 guns, 3 new guns and a new vehicle in every single
Sure.
one, and they have a timeline right now laid out at the developer where they're going to release 6 of those packs. Sure, that might be worth $50 altogether, but release it in, first off, either A, release your schedule and say, this is what we're giving you, this is why it's worth it, or do the smarter thing, do what somebody like NetherRealms did, do different, it's a season pass, but you can have multiple seasons.
Yeah.
Give us a Hopefully people heard me ranting, but
Hopefully
I'm not sure.
that was at least soon. Thank you to Tricky.
Yeah, I think it was. I'm not really sure. I don't know when I cut off.
Not sure where
we're
just ranting about irrelevant things. But as
yeah.
far as Battlefront goes,
break it up into multiple
told
seasons.
us
That's
they've
all I
told
have
us
to say.
it's 4 expansion packs.
Okay.
That's just all we know.
Yeah.
We don't know what they
See,
are.
Give us 2 expansion packs in a season and make them $25.
And I'm sure these are not super comparable, but it was 4 pieces of content. Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And what was that? $25?
Yeah. I mean, I think it was $30 for the season pass, but I got them on, or $20 for the season pass, and I got them on sale for like 10.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm sure making maps and making characters are different, but thinking about balancing characters and all of that, it's comparable amounts of work.
Yeah.
So, come on. New computer mixer's fun. Moving on.
Yeah, it split it up in my opinion. Actually, I guess if you want to keep talking about this glorious topic of paid content,
sure.
Have you heard at all about the? I mean, I don't want to talk a ton about it because I haven't played the game and I don't know a ton about the game.
Sure.
But the Payday 2, like
people fucking play that game,
or Payday, whatever the current Payday is, they've updated.
Payday 2.
Yeah, they've updated the game like plenty of times though.
Yeah, whatever.
They released some massive expansion and content update and redid a ton of things. But something that originally in the game that they said was that they would never do microtransactions.
Oh, and now they are, I assume.
They recently announced that they were essentially moving to the TF2 Dota CSGO style crate plus key.
It's a fine model. I don't dislike it.
Well, I mean, first off, after saying that they were never moving to microtransactions, other problem is though is in a somewhat similar vein to good old hat game, TF2.
Love hat game.
The
Keep hitting the table.
the weapons are going to the weapons that are available in the crates are going to have unique stat upgrades on them,
Sure.
and all of these unique stat upgrades will only be available through paid content.
Right.
So now you're getting into the
So that's not the TF2 model then.
Yeah, well, I thought TF2 like the weapons and stuff had stats and stuff.
Oh yeah, certainly just 0% of them are paid exclusive.
Fair. Yeah, so that is kind of the problem, is that now all of a sudden, I mean, apparently first off the game was like from the recent update was like super imbalanced in the meta. Like 2 years of meta had just gotten like flushed down the drain.
Payday?
Yeah.
Is that game like multiplayer?
Yeah.
Really?
The whole point. Yeah.
Well, I know it's co-op.
Well, I mean, multiplayer in. I mean, it's a co-op.
It's not like
multiplayer.
team versus team. What the fuck meta exists in a
I-
co-op AI game?
I believe in doing certain raids and stuff, and it's
fucking whatever.
I believe this is from what I've heard, but
like I support everybody supporting the game they like and whatever. But if it's not a game that's in any form competitive, I don't know why you're giving a. Oh, my meta is broken. It's like, fuck off.
But I mean,
you're playing horde mode. Like, come on.
Even still, though, it's just like, first off, don't fucking say you're never gonna release microtransactions.
Things change
if it's literally in the pipeline. But I mean,
I don't give a fuck.
I've just it irritated me, especially because, and the thing like this is it's this shit sets standards. And that's my problem. Is you set standards in the gaming industry for, it's okay to release microtransaction, paid exclusive only content that, boosts stats and influences everything, and like, fuck off. That's all.
It's like, I would agree with you, but at this day and age, everybody fucking does it. As far as going back on promises, I just bought an Xbox One that day one announced it would be online only and I wouldn't be able to share my games. So you know what?
Yeah.
Things change, man.
No, I know, but it's things change. But why can't people do things correctly?
They probably went about it the wrong way. But,
I
don't think they're out there shooting children in the face.
No, like, wow.
They released some content. Oh no.
I mean, you can put some fucking penises on my gun skins, but don't fucking give me a stat upgrade.
Don't break my meta, bro. All right. Moving on.
I'm just getting made fun of now.
So you know that program we don't really use? YouTube came out with it a little while ago.
Oh yeah. I was like, wait, which one?
So YouTube Gaming released a big update this week.
Oh, did they? Is it not shit?
Things sound cool, actually.
Really?
But I mean, YouTube Gaming sounded cool, and that was shit.
That's also true.
So this probably doesn't matter to anyone but us, but they released a redesign for the watch screen, which is your main screen or whatever.
Okay.
So
Yeah, 'cause it was
I
terrible.
haven't played around with it yet.
Okay.
But apparently it's much better than that fucking atrocious mess that was at launch. So
Okay.
redesign for that. That's cool.
Can you actually tell what's a stream and what's not a stream?
Yeah, I would hope so.
Because that was the worst.
That would be good. That would be good. They also released a new Twitch-like program, a partnership program.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Where, you can support people.
Yep.
I don't know if it's tiered like Twitch, how you have to apply for it from Twitch, or if it's just the thing that people can do. I don't know.
Okay.
I have to look more into it.
I mean, I'm assuming it's in some way tied.
I would
through
assume that
YouTube's
it's tied to
pre-existing.
Yeah. But I mean, at least YouTube,
partnership?
anybody can monetize on YouTube.
Yep.
So I don't know if it's similar to that.
I thought for YouTube, like, you had to have so many. I thought YouTube had to go to you if you had so many views on stuff.
Oh, I don't know. Like, all I know is I can monetize. I don't,
okay.
but
Okay.
I am very small on YouTube.
Okay.
So
I got you.
And the last thing that's just really cool
Yeah.
is YouTube Gaming can now stream gameplay directly from mobile phones. I believe it's only on Android right now. But,
Okay.
yeah, you can actually stream from your phone.
That's pretty cool. So, like, people can watch you play Sif? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it is.
Scoot. I do.
So when it's on iPhone, I might stream a little bit. Stream a little
I hate
YouTube
you.
gaming stuff.
I
Yeah.
hate you.
I mean, like, does it use your cameras, your face cam? That would be cool.
That'd be dope.
That would be really cool.
That'd be
All
dope.
I'm saying. But, YouTube gaming is, I mean, we make fun of them a lot, but they're doing the thing that I want Twitch to be doing. Just fucking trying. Twitch doesn't give a fuck. I mean, that's not true. I lied. We have seen, I didn't watch the whole thing, but they did that whole string of announcements at TwitchCon recently. So they are trying, but it seems YouTube Gaming is just pushing more than they are.
Yeah.
So what are you
Which,
looking
I
at a Kickstarter for?
I'm just looking at Kickstarter. This was some Kickstarter I saw on the
Okay.
main page.
Because we actually have a Kickstarter news story next.
Really? Yeah, this is
Look at
one.
that.
This is one that 5 hours in and had been funded over 200%. That's 400%, but
Are you going to talk about the indivisible prototype demo thing? I'm not sure what you're referring to.
yeah,
chat.
I heard about that. Let me see if I can find.
While you're looking for that, we
Yeah,
have
let me-
a bit of news, which is bad news and good news. So, do you want bad news first? You're going to get bad news first.
Hit me with the bad news first.
So, we've, and by we, I mean I.
Okay.
I've
Yikes.
been singing the praises of a certain game recently that was inspired by one of my favorite horror pieces of content.
What do you mean? I'm literally the one that freaking told you about that.
So,
shit. It's the Skullgirls. That's what it is.
what about Skullgirls? Anyways,
We'll get
never
to it.
mind.
We'll get
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah.
We'll get to it.
So, Allison Road, which is a game that was heavily inspired by PT, the playable teaser for Silent Hills, launched a Kickstarter a few weeks ago. Their Kickstarter's been canceled,
Yes.
which is sad. I was initially very sad
But
when I saw it,
it's with good reason.
but they canceled it for a good reason. They weren't doing well, and I think if they kept going, they were not going to reach their goal. So this is actually very good news. They've actually been picked up. Lilith Ltd. has been picked up by Team 17, who is the publishing label famous for the Worms franchise.
Yep.
And they are going to be publishing the game for Lilith with no crowdfunding needed. So the game will be coming to us in a timely manner. Everything's going to happen, and we're getting a very reputable publisher. Team 17 does lots of great things. They do have an indie branch that they are putting Lilith Ltd. under their wing. So that's very good news for Allison Road fans. So, yay! New RPG by the people behind Skullgirls. That sounds like just the greatest thing ever. So what
Sorry.
is it?
All right. So,
RPG? Skullgirls?
So
Marvel 2 RPG?
Lab Zero, which is
Hidden Missiles?
please. Lab Zero, which is the team behind Skullgirls, has
Great game.
Recently announced. How recent is it?
I don't know how I missed this.
It's
Downloadable?
This there is a beta that is up. What? Why is it not
PC, I assume.
frickin' say? I believe so. So, anyways, they're releasing they released the campaign on Indiegogo for a all new RPG in conjunction with 505 Games.
Oh, wow.
Now, 505 Games has generously agreed. This is straight from their Indiegogo.
505's great.
To contribute a further $2 million
Fantastic.
towards the goal, if and only if they reach their Indiegogo goal of
something that should have happened with games like Shenmue.
Yeah, right. With $1.5 million is their goal.
It's a fairly reasonable goal.
Now, I actually didn't realize that you could even do this on Indiegogo, but apparently they can select a checkbox to make it a fixed funding goal, meaning that if they don't meet their goal, everybody gets their money back.
Oh, cool.
So
I didn't know that.
Essentially, though, what I guess that is saying, though, is that this is not one of those games that is happening no matter what. They'd have to meet their goal.
I will certainly donate to this game.
So it's inspired by classics like Valkyrie Profile and Super Metroid, with a unique character, world, gameplay, and stunning soundtrack by legendary Japanese game music composer Hiroki Kikuta.
Not familiar.
Not familiar with the name. If funded, Indivisible will be released on PlayStation 4, Xbox One,
bitch.
Steam, Windows, Mac, Linux.
Yes.
Final product will support English, French, Italian, German, Spanish, Japanese, and Russian languages. It's a side-scrolling RPG.
Turn-based? It's a Skullgirls game. I assume it would be action-based.
Good Nature Tamba. This is all just lore stuff. I'm trying to find where it talks about I believe it's just.
I would assume it's just like an action RPG, sort of
yeah,
like.
It looks like a
Dust.
Metroid game. It looks like.
Well, I mean, Metroid is not an RPG, but.
Well, I mean, yeah, but it side-scrolling in the vein of a Metroid game.
I assume it's closer to like Dust and Elysian Tale if you've played that.
Okay, yeah.
Action RPG side scroller, very beautifully drawn. 505 has never disappointed me. Skullgirls obviously an amazing game. I will support this till the ends of the earth. I will.
Yeah, it certainly looks good.
Give some money their way.
They
Action
have.
RPG
I mean,
makes sense. Makes sense. It's a Skullgirls game, which means the combat will be phenomenal.
Yeah, looking at all the.
Or sorry, a Lab Zero game. I shouldn't say a Skullgirls game.
The world's presented as a side-scrolling platformer.
Sweet.
Ajna can
excited.
run, jump, crouch, dash, gains new weapons.
Yep. So it's a Metroid RPG,
yeah.
which sounds awesome.
Collide with an enemy, you'll seamlessly transition into battle.
Oh.
Battle system is inspired by Valkyrie Profiles.
I don't know that I've played Valkyrie Profile.
I have not either.
Well, you haven't played anything, so.
Wow. If you're not familiar with the combat in Valkyrie Profile, hey, look, we're not.
I'm not familiar.
Each character in your 4-person party is mapped to one of the face buttons. Tapping this button will make that character attack.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Essentially, your party functions as a single, customizable fighting game character.
I see.
The key is to mastering your party's attacks to create combos and experimenting with new incarnations and attacks to make the most out of every round.
Sweet.
However, unlike Valkyrie Profile, Invisible's battles are not strictly turn-based. We're talking a more active approach where characters can attack at any time they have actions available.
Okay.
Actions recharge in real time for both you and your enemies, so waiting for more characters to be able to act at once to allow for bigger combos and gives you more strategic options. This sounds really cool.
Yeah, I'll download it if it's on PC. If I can run it, I will download it.
I can almost guarantee that you'd be able to run this, but from the looks of it, there is a beta or a demo, I guess, that is available.
That is the second awesome Kickstarter project that we will talk about this week.
Woo!
Or the first of two.
Okay.
We'll talk about another one later. But that's really cool. I'm excited. I didn't hear about that. I don't know how. That's supposed to be my thing. Hey, it's even next on my list. Great. Kickstarter games.
Look at that.
So, this is, for those of you who are longtime fans of the podcast, this is something that we've talked about in the past. Is a game that was formerly known as very, very convoluted title that makes no sense, and I'm glad it does not exist anymore. Slasher Volume 1 Summer Camp.
Okay.
I believe we talked about it, I'm sure.
I think I remember.
Which is a multiplayer Jason-inspired game where there's 7 chance counselors and a Jason. So,
Yes.
very exciting news. They actually obtained the Friday the 13th license.
Yep.
It is now an officially licensed Jason game, and with that, they've launched a Kickstarter
Yep.
for the actual game,
I didn't hear about this.
which is now dubbed Friday the 13th, which is awesome, much better than Slasher Volume 1 Summer Camp.
Yep.
Kind of upsetting because I guess this means like Slasher Volume 1 was supposed to be the first game, and there was essentially going to be like a Volume 2, which was probably a different character. I don't know if they'll still be able to do that, but regardless, game looks very cool. We got a trailer. It was only cinematic. It was Jason's mother talking about him, and then the big reveal of Jason. He's a much older Jason, for those of you who have watched most of the movies.
Yep.
He's scarred up. He has the chain around his neck, where, I believe it was Jason 6, where he gets chained underwater. I don't remember, but it's very late Jason, for those of you who care. But yeah, the Kickstarter launch, the perks are super cool. There's lots of skins for Jason and for the camp counselors. You can even get yourself in the game if you donate like $5,000. I haven't checked recently, but day one, which was 4 or 5 days ago, last I checked, they were past halfway on their goal of $700,000.
Yeah.
So they're
funded.
certainly going to be funded. It's very great. I've been looking forward to this game for a while, and I'm glad that now it is an officially licensed Jason game. It looks very cool, so that's awesome.
Yep.
So this one goes out to people who are afflicted with the achievement hunting disease, as I once was. Halo 5, highly anticipated release, comes out in 2 weeks. Got its achievements revealed early. They're pretty run-of-the-mill, except there is one that requires you to play the entire game on Legendary without dying by yourself.
Jeez.
Oh, no, sorry. You can die, but you do have to play the whole game on Legendary by yourself.
That's not nearly.
I think it might be Lasso, but which means you would restart level? I don't remember, but that's cool. You guys can go check those out on websites like trueachievements.com. Moving on. Popular early access game, Darkest Dungeon. Very cool game. I don't know if you've checked it out.
I don't believe so.
It's a roguelike dungeon crawling RPG.
Okay.
It's been out in early access for about a year now.
Okay.
But it finally got its official release date. And the game's due out on January 19th on PS4, Vita, and PC.
Okay.
So I'll obviously be picking it up on console because that's kind of my thing. But for those of you who have not played it yet, it is in early access on Steam. You can go check it out. It's a very cool game. So that's great. Glad to hear it. So EA, great company, right? We all love them. They get a little too much shit, I don't think they're the worst company in America. They are pretty bad though, and this statement, reinforces that. So EA has announced they have no time for HD remakes. The company's COO stated in an interview this week that HD remakes are, quote, like pushing stuff out because you've run out of ideas, end quote. In other news, EA plans to continue annualizing all of their franchises. Moving on.
Actually, hold on one sec.
So, they haven't run out of ideas because their ideas are all games they've already made and will make every year forever.
This is just something that I saw.
Yeah.
And that was that apparently something. I'm trying to read the. Actually, go ahead with the next.
All right,
I'm trying to figure out a way to sum this up.
This one's a bit of a long one. All right. So Capcom has announced they are working on a third animated Resident Evil movie.
Oh God.
I know how we all love Resident Evil movies like me.
I mean, at least it's animated. And
I was about to say, if you haven't seen the first two, they are leaps and bounds better than the live action ones. They are actually pretty decent movies. I wouldn't say they're great. Maybe worth a watch, though, if you're a Resident Evil fan. So, they're nothing to write home about, but there still may be hope. Because this new movie, this third animated Resident Evil movie, is being scripted by Makoto Fukami, who is the writer of Psycho Pass.
Oh, never mind.
For those of you who are anime fans, I know Tricky's in the chat somewhere. So yeah, Psycho Pass writing the new Resident Evil movie, which is great because Psycho Pass is fantastic.
It's pretty sweet.
Apparently, Aaron Fitzgerald is doing a voice in Indivisible. Great,
that's awesome.
lady. does some great voices. And this is the last piece of news that I have on our list, which is, God, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry I write the news because you just seem so disinterested the whole time.
Nah, that's not true.
This is all just stuff I care about, and I guarantee this one is something only I care about, or maybe 8-year-olds. So a new Ratchet & Clank movie trailer came out this week.
Okay.
Which is really cool. It gives us a little bit more detail about what the movie will be about.
Yep.
And I guess that means probably the game based on the movie based on the game.
Yep.
At first look, it seemed to be a retelling of the first game. But from this new trailer, there are elements from the first game, but there's also the main villain, Dr. Nefarious, from the third game in the trailer. So it seems to be sort of a reboot.
Okay.
Which is cool, kind of what I expected since
Yeah.
there's no number attached to it, but looks like we're getting a full reboot of Ratchet & Clank. I will certainly be going to see the movie. I hope some of you will be accompanying me. I'm very excited. I'm a big Ratchet
Certainly
fan.
have accompanied you to movies in the past, so.
Well, ones you were interested in. This one may be a little bit harder, but this one apparently will be a nationwide release.
Oh, really?
And I think it's just gonna, like fucking if Inside Out can be in theaters everywhere, why can't Ratchet and Clank, right? Both animated garbage.
Fair.
All right, so that's actually all I have for this week. I went through that faster than I thought.
Yeah, I got a couple of things.
Sure.
First off, being that Steam released a trailer this week for their Steam Link. You didn't see that?
No.
So they're releasing a thing that.
Oh, is that the fucking set-top box linking thing to your computer?
Essentially, yeah. So the trailer featured some of Valve's well-known.
Tricky's got it. Tricky knows what's
Loved
up.
every second of that trailer. Oh, jeez.
I wish Tricky was here on the podcast. I miss you, Tricky.
Right.
Yep.
Featuring some of Valve's well-known characters from their games, such as the spy from TF2 playing games on his TV while sitting in a bathtub.
I don't care if you like
bath.
TF2 or not. The animated shorts that Valve does for TF2
they're
are
always great.
fucking
They're
fantastic.
always great. So all the characters kind of explain how it works. And yeah, so you can basically play any of the games. You can play your Steam games on any TV in your house.
That's cool.
Which is pretty sweet.
I would certainly have one. Once I get a new computer, I will certainly have a Steam Link so I can play on my TV.
Yeah. So
with a controller.
Yes.
Much to Jay's chagrin. Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
If I get a computer and I play Counter-Strike, I'll play that on keyboard and mouse.
If you said anything else, I would punch you in the
face. There you go.
So, anyways, that looks pretty cool. If you like
that's
playing your Steam games on TVs with controllers.
I do know that the controllers were shipped out this week.
Oh, the Steam?
A few people on Twitter were, most notably Bernie Burns, head of Rooster Teeth.
When is
got his
that's
Steam
coming
controller
out
in
this month, next month?
I believe they're supposed to
early access
is like November 10th or something. But obviously big industry people are getting theirs a little bit early.
Yeah.
I saw a few big names on Twitter talking about those.
Will be interesting to see how it's how
looks
that
like
goes.
a really shitty controller to me, but it's got like touchpads instead of stumps. Sticks.
I'm not a fan of
There you
the removal of the tactile thumbsticks, but
Yeah,
hey,
I mean, if video games are a tactile medium, like I don't understand touch-based things at all.
but Angry Birds.
Angry Birds is a great game.
I guess moving on to actually more news on that.
So
subject.
much news. Look at all this news. What are those? All right.
I'm just getting bullied.
Bullied and normal cool memed.
On the subject of Steam's console, though,
Sure.
GameStop announced that they
I
were.
love GameStop.
I know, me too.
Great company.
Salt of the earth.
Salt of the earth. Friend of the stream.
As
Salt
Cam
of the
likes
earth.
to
Friend
say.
of the stream.
They announced that the Steam console was going to be having the Steam box was going to be having its own section in their stores.
Boy.
So I mean, I do.
What does that even mean? Consoles don't get their own section.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you know how they have.
They're like behind the counter or whatever.
Oh, no. I mean, like, you know how there was a Xbox section.
Yeah, but do they sell discs for fucking Steam?
I don't really know.
So what are they gonna put there?
I guess just
the
the
consoles,
console
which
and
is stupid.
you know places for. But either way, I think it's an interesting marketing strategy that
I think
it's necessary.
I think it's certainly the right move.
Yeah,
Getting your product in front of mom and pop in their local GameStop.
Exactly.
Like, ooh, what's this cool new machine there, Billy?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we certainly talked about the back when it was announced early in the year
That they're doing a lot of things wrong.
Well, I mean, we did talk about that,
and this is the right step.
But yeah, it's if you want to push new consoles like this, you're certainly not going to. You know, the people that are, you know, you never get your biggest sales don't come from the people who are going to like automatically buy one.
Sure.
You know, and that's not where your marketing is intended for, because you might as well not market at all, and they're still going to buy one. That's the point. So all of the people that pre-ordered and are getting theirs shipped out early and everything, they already bought theirs.
Yeah.
But everybody else, you know, little Timmy who's waiting for a Christmas present, his mom and dad aren't going to, you know, open up the Steam app on their computer and see, you know, the Steam console.
Ooh, look at this summer sale
advertised on their Steam
in
app.
December.
And, and be like, oh, little Timmy's going to love this. No, they're going to be walking through a Target or a GameStop or wherever, and they're going to be like, oh, this looks great. What is this? And they're going to ask the employee, and the employee's going to give them some shit to sell it to them, and they're going to say, sold.
I hear Timmy's a real big fan of that Farming Simulator 2016. It's on sale this week.
So that's where, you know, they're really going to get the
It's
sales.
a good idea.
And if they want to be successful, that's what they need to do. So
I don't know if it'll help, but it's a good idea.
Yeah.
I would be much happier if, you know...
If I got my damn thumbsticks.
Well, if they were like, Walmart is doing this.
Well, yeah.
GameStop is kind of a dead store.
Anyone
who, you know, unless you're like 12, right? Anybody who is...
You know, you want to talk about the majority of gaming, you
fair.
know.
I mean, PC gaming probably is a higher age percentage since it's such a bigger monetary investment, but most people in the gaming industry... hold the very ill will towards GameStop.
I mean, you know, people like you and me that are
Certainly
heavily ingrained.
Anyone that I know.
People that are heavily ingrained within the gaming industry, such as, you know, yourself and me.
Timmy's been hitting me up on Farmville. I hear we should get him a real game where he can be a real farmer.
Love Goat Simulator
in the year 2015.
You know, people that are certainly very ingrained in gaming culture certainly don't like GameStop.
I like,
but we are the minority.
GameStop. I like the idea of GameStop.
Realize that we are the minority.
Yeah.
And it's every single person and their mother who says, "I want to buy me a video game." Guess where they're going?
They go to Target and
not
save
EB
5%. Never mind.
Moving on. What was the last? Oh,
this is why you write your news down.
This is why you cuck off, because my phone is dead.
Why does your phone die so much?
Shut
Not
up.
an iPhone.
Anyways, this is the part of the stream where our resident...
We talk about esports.
Fuck off.
Did I get it?
No. Actually, instead of doing my gimmick, I'm doing someone else's gimmick.
Oh, my gimmick?
Nope.
Jose's gimmick?
Mr. Dead Boy.
Oh, wow. Aggressive. I love you, Jose.
If Jose was here right now, he would probably be
He's
talking
here in
about...
spirit.
Yeah, he is here in spirit. But, you know, what would he be talking about if he was giving news?
Splatoon. Splatoon got an update, and it was terrible. That's what I heard. Jose told me that Splatoon got an update, and everything got nerfed, and rollers are ass, and ink brushes got buffed.
What? Rollers suck?
That's what Tricky told me.
Right,
the roller boys are dead.
Well, that's bullshit.
All right.
Anyways,
Moving
but you were mostly correct.
We are a dumpster fire today.
Jose would be talking about Nintendo.
Sure.
Nintendo news. Apparently...
Pokemon Amiibo game. Did I get it right yet? I'm calling it. Pokemon Amiibo game.
NX developer kits
Oh, God.
have been sent out.
Rip Wii U. When's the price drop, though? Paris Games Week price drop for the Wii U?
Apparently, we're not going to hear anything about the NX until 2016.
That's such bullshit.
Nintendo has been hard on that fact.
They're hard, all right.
But we have heard inklings and pieces of news.
Inklings?
Inklings.
You are so gross. Stop punning me. Inklings?
Glad you like that one. Stop. We have heard that the NX is going to be a mobile/console.
Have they said that?
It's been rumored.
It's rumored.
Yes.
Okay.
And I mean, developer kits are being sent out, so I'm assuming that these rumors
If
are.
we confirm these rumors, I'm going to be a very upset boy.
Why?
I don't want to fucking. Well, I mean, I guess it's like a 3DS, right?
So what the speculation is right now, and again,
It's the size of an Xbox One. You flip it open, and you play it like a laptop.
No.
Mobile.
So the real speculation that I think is probably the most accurate.
Shout out to Jesse Parnell, friend of the stream, been here forever. Should know that we don't address the chat normally. Asks us a direct question.
And you answer.
Living
anyways.
dumpster fire.
You answer.
Dumpster fire.
Oh my god, we suck. Anyways.
The people love it.
Wii U.
Sure.
Wii U. You can play.
I want to buy one of those.
Your stupid Splatooners
You are
on your iPad controller.
Your Pokermans.
If you don't want to turn your TV on because you're a lazy fuck, you can play it on the tablet.
So what you're saying is they're just re-releasing the Wii U that already does this?
So what I'm saying is they're most likely going to be re-releasing the Wii New U. I like that name. I'm pretty proud of it. But instead of being... So the problem with the Wii U right now is on your little mobile tablet controller thingy, you have to be within range of the console.
Yeah.
They're literally going to re-release the Wii New U, but cut that tether.
I like the new Wii.
The new Wii. The new Wii U.
The new Wii U. The new Wii U.
It's all one word. That's what NX
Like that
stands
place
for.
in Mega Dimension.
Good night! Bye, everyone! We suck!
This is so poor. This is the last episode of the podcast.
They're just gonna cut that tie.
Yeah.
So now instead of having to sit on your couch to play your tablet controller thingy, but still be in range of your Wii, you're gonna be able to be playing your games on your TV, and then you'll shut off your TV and you'll hop in your car and you'll be playing on your tablet thingy while you're driving.
It makes a lot of sense.
Because I am an unsafe fuck.
I had heard like that's what everybody thought the Wii U was initially. The big thing will be how it works without an internet connection.
Yeah.
Because the PS Vita can do that, right? Like you can play in Japan, you can play on your North American PS4 with remote play, but you need a good internet connection. Yeah. So if somehow if you can just like drop your save game onto your Wii U pad and bring it with you, that'll be great. That'll sell me on a console.
Love Bach New to you.
Route 1 on the Auto Mile.
That's gonna be the name of the console.
Bach knew you. But, anyways, that would be good news for me if they stop making games for the 3DS. And they just make them for this one
if they just
synonymous console, and I don't have to worry about I can't play Shin Megami Tensei 4 on a console. I have to play it on a shitty fucking handheld.
Yeah, if you just cut...
3DS is a shitty handheld, people. Get over it. Has good games on it. Really, really good games. Hardware
faceplates. Love the replaceable faceplates.
They've been
also love the squiggles.
Yeah. Give me the squiggles.
Shout out to hating this fucking stream.
I hate this fucking stream too. I just fucking hate it. It's the worst.
What are you looking at? Journey? Good game.
Good game. Haven't played it.
Yikes.
I own it.
Well. Good night, everyone. See you in 2.5 months for the next episode.
You see, each podcast we take
of our quarterly.
we take every podcast. The wait between the next one gets longer.
Yes.
So we will see.
Also, the chance of seeing Jose on the stream goes down
exponentially lower since he hates us so much. But he's off there making better content than we make. So
I mean, that's certainly true.
Certainly is a fair thing that he shouldn't be associating with the bottom feeders of Twitch.
Look at that. Look at that.
Broke your phone. All right. So, moving on is a thing we do here on the podcast that happens sometimes.
Yep.
We make a bad show.
Yep. Well, I mean, sometimes?
All the time.
Okay.
But other than that, we do a segment where we talk about some video games that we like.
Well.
And that we recommend other people play. One of us likes a game. We put it on the list.
The others heckle them.
We did have a voting system.
That's true.
That doesn't work with 2 people.
Well, I mean, it can work.
But thankfully, I don't ever recommend bad games. So, you check that fucking list. They are all good. All right? All right.
I'm making the eyes.
I know. For those of you who are audio listeners, Jay was making the eyes.
Well, yeah.
Oh, wait. We're not on iTunes.
Good one.
Anyways,
Good one.
moving on. So we do a segment where we put a game into what we like to call the Contained Salt Vault.
Get it because it rhymes.
And like Disney, because Disney's head is also there, where we talk about games that we like. And it is my turn this week.
It is.
I just rambled on for like 5 minutes.
I mean, technically, it's probably Jose.
It's probably Jose's turn, but you know, we're not going to read the chat and paraphrase. That sounds like a bad idea. Draper tried to do that once. Probably Ace Combat 5.
Probably Ace Combat.
All right.
Speaking of which, Ace
So-
Combat.
I didn't really have a game when I came into the
Wait,
show.
are you saying that you weren't prepared
I was
for
not.
this
I was not
stream?
prepared for this segment that none of us are ever prepared for. But there is a good game that is. I could recommend. So this game is from a series that's been running for a very long time, right?
Okay.
And sometimes I would recommend a very old game. Like last time, I recommended like Dino Crisis, that came out in the 90s.
Yep.
But I like to recommend games that are also easy for people to play, right? I don't
Okay.
want to recommend fucking, Bomberman 64 or something. I don't even know if that's a good game. I've never played it, but probably hard to get.
Yeah.
I don't think
Fair.
that's on Virtual Console.
So what you're saying is the ET game?
Yes, E.T. great game.
Buried in
So
the dust.
this is from a series that's been running for a while, but this one
Okay.
is one of the newer entries that
Okay.
actually is phenomenal. I
Okay.
did not really expect it to, seeing as, Xbox 360, PS3.
Wait, was that why you were staring over there? Because you were trying to figure out a game to put on? All right.
I came to
Got you.
I came to a good
Got you.
idea though.
Opened up.
Opened up. I did not block. All right. So you keep throwing me off. Stop throwing me off.
All right. Might be.
I have to align my thoughts. So the PS3, Xbox 360 genre were
Mm-hmm.
not known for their great RPGs.
Yep.
There was not a lot of them that
Yep.
were very good
Yep.
on those consoles.
Okay.
Some that are good, some that are really good, but a lot of them that are mediocre, and that Fino Black likes a lot, like Final Fantasy 13. Shout out to you, Fino, friend of the stream. All right,
Is he though?
but this game, PS3,
Okay.
great game.
Okay.
Actually, it might be on 360 as well. I didn't play. I played it on PS3.
Yikes.
Anyways, I think it's a great game to put on because on Tuesday
Okay.
we will be getting a new game from said series. So if you would like to somehow beat a 80-hour game in the next 3 days before you get Tales of Zestria
Yes.
on the PlayStation 4, you can play this one. So this was the first on the PS3. It is, I believe, the first on the PS3. Yep. Tales of Xillia. Great game. Best of the PS3 ones, unless you count Symphonia HD, which is also a great game, but you don't know anything.
Yikes.
But Tales of Xillia, great game. You can pick it up on PS3. Super good story. Voice acting a little bit weak on the female protagonist side. But other than that, I don't really have any qualms with the game. Combat is typical Tales, really great action-based RPG combat, combos, all that good stuff. All of the arts and gels and stuff that you are used to if you are a Tales fan, but the game's very approachable. Story is very engaging. And you can obviously play the game twice, which is not something that you get from a lot of Tales games. You actually get to choose your protagonist of the male and female protagonists. So adds a certain amount of replayability. Tales games obviously have a great New Game Plus structure, but other than that, you can play as different characters, which is great. So I highly recommend it. You can pick it up on PS3. It's probably basically free. It did get a sequel. I never got around to playing Xillia 2, unfortunately, but I heard it was less good than the first one, which happens with a lot of sequels, so can't really be helped.
Certainly true.
But, so yeah, Tales of Xillia, great game. You should play it at some point. But Zestria is coming out on Tuesday. It's been getting middling reviews, 8s, which is good. I haven't seen anything, people singing its praises, as it were, but obviously this is coming from mainstream games media, which
Love video game journalism. Shout out to you, Jason Schreier.
are not great sometimes.
My boy.
We are getting into the weeds here. If we were successful, you'd call those people your colleagues. Ugh.
Slam the Gamergate shut.
We have no more show for you. I can't. It's been a good show, guys. You know, I just want to give a quick shout out to our boy Jose Colon. Jose,
Speaking of Gamergate,
that's not even relevant.
Total Biscuit, stay strong.
It's very sad. I don't know. Gamergate. Wow, you are just buying into that. But very sad that Total Biscuit has cancer. If you guys haven't heard that,
Yes, sad news.
send him your support on Twitter.
That's true.
But Jose, my friend, please save me from this monster. I don't want to be on a show with him alone.
Come back next week for the one-man show.
The one-man show where I sit here and cry.
That would be a dope piece of performance art.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Shout out to our favorite performance artist,
Shia LaBeouf.
Crow.
Oh. Also a good one.
Also Shia LaBeouf. We
Shia LaBeouf isn't banned from
I just
Twitch.
want to thank you guys for watching, because I wouldn't watch this. This is just a terrible show.
This game advocating leaving the gate open.
I picked the wrong hosts for this show. And by wrong hosts, I mean I picked a good one and he realized he was in a bad place and he doesn't show up anymore. And here's Jay. So, Tricky's got us next week. So, if you want to see more content that we do, why would you? Beats me. You can go check out our boy Tricky at youtube.com/TrickyJose. He makes good content there. Other than that,
Bye.
you can find everything that we do on our website at containsalt.com. You can also follow us on Twitter right down below. In other news, as far as content that we are doing, we have a big thing to talk about. We've mentioned several times in the past, but I would just like to remind you, for those of you who are not new and who are new, and everybody and other people.
Okay.
We are doing a 24-hour charity live stream on Halloween, October 31st. We will be starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That is 12 p.m. Eastern Time, or Western Time, for you Western people. I can't speak.
The time-space continuum is a tricky thing to comprehend.
It's true. So yeah, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. for the West Coast.
Yep.
So be sure to come check that out. We will be right here on this channel. We will be going for 24 hours where we will be playing lots and lots of things. We are still working out the schedule as we speak.
And who is all of this to support?
But we will be supporting through the Extra Life program for the Boston Children's Hospital. Because we are from Massachusetts, we are about 30 minutes outside of Boston. So that is our local hospital, and we are very happy to be putting all the proceeds for this stream towards that end. So please do share this news to people you know, people who might be interested. I usually don't pander for the good old Devin Herrera social currency, but if you guys
normal currency.
If you guys could spread the word, that would be really great.
But we will be pandering for currency on that day.
Getting exposure is great, but also getting donations for the Boston Children's Hospital would be fantastic. So
That's true.
look forward to that. There will be plenty more details in the future. I will be adding an official page on our website for it. All of that good stuff will come very soon. We are about 12 days away now. And by about 12 days, I mean we are 12 days away now.
Yikes.
So be sure to spread the word. I would very much appreciate it. Right? 12 days?
13, I think. But
Well, I mean, depends if you count today. Semantics.
whatever.
It's on Halloween.
Yeah.
We'll be doing lots of things. If you guys have any suggestions for things that you would like us to do, we do have a question form on our podcast page, right down at the bottom on containsalt.com/podcast. So you can send us questions there, or, if you just want your questions answered on the show, we can do that as well. We would love to oblige you.
Actually, speaking of the website question,
Sure.
I haven't really checked the statistics page at all, but has our percentage of viewers from the Wii U gone up at all?
Oh, I have not checked this. I don't know if you guys got this sick tech.
Oh, it was
but
good.
There is a Squarespace, which is what we run our website through. There is a statistics page, and it'll show you what platforms your views come from, and there we have a staggering 1% of our website views come directly from not the Wii U,
Oh.
But the Wii.
Oh, it's OG?
It is the Wii console.
I didn't even know that thing connected to the internet.
Yep. So
There you go, folks.
shout out to you 1% Wii viewers there.
Is that what it takes to be a 1%er?
Yeah.
Browse the internet on your Wii?
On your Wii.
I am a
Because
true
you are
1%er.
so hipster.
Yeah, well,
All right.
you know.
You actually browse the internet on your PS2 with the network adapter on the back. So, that's our big news for the week.
Be careful, you're dating yourself.
We do want to advocate for our 24-hour stream, which will be very great.
Yeah, it will be good.
We have big grand plans. I'm sure it'll be a good time. I promise you won't leave disappointed. And by promise you won't leave disappointed, I mean you will leave disappointed. We are a train wreck, but
No, but they won't leave. They'll fall asleep watching.
there you go.
So, you know.
To our dulcet tones and Jay McCown's little girly voice.
Wow. Yeah, well, I
Can't help.
I can't argue.
Puberty comes sometime.
Eventually. Hopefully
Anyways.
in the next 16 years.
That will be all from us tonight. We will be back next week, and guess what? Confirmed in the chat just minutes ago.
He might be here.
Jose will be here. The entire show will be Jay and I embracing Jose. To make sure he's real, of course.
To make sure he doesn't leave.
Yeah. Also that.
He'll probably try. and
What
escape.
percent is the Wii U? I would have to check. The Wii is the one that stood out to me. But so thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to follow us here, and also everyone like Mr. Jay McCown, twitch.tv/Raygash. Follow him as well.
Go check it out.
Jose on YouTube at youtube.com/TrickyJose. And all of our content on containsalt.com. I would very much appreciate it. I know we're a train wreck, but we love you anyway. So thank you guys for watching, and we will be back next Sunday.
Bye-bye.